Hey guys, it's the Melody File, back to more Mega Man 6. Last time, this mysterious man named Mr. X, who totally does not look familiar, is now trying to take over the world with the world's most powerful robots from a tournament. We took down 3 of them, being Flame Man, Blizzard Man, and Plant Man, and we're gonna continue taking them down with the one that's weak to Plant Man for some reason. Tomahawk Man! As you guessed, Tomahawk Man is the American Robot Master! And his stage is set in the Old West with these random cowboy robots. I don't know why the Native American has the cowboys, but whatever. So, there's one interesting thing to note about Tomahawk Man's stage. This is the first case of a stage that actually has 2 boss doors in it. One of them is kind of a fake boss door in a way. You fight Tomahawk Man at the end regardless of which one you take. It's just that if you get the correct one, I guess, then you get something else in addition to getting his weapon. Now, the interesting thing is that if you go on the pathway to the incorrect boss door, you get something else as well, as long as you have the power adapter. Obviously, I want to get that as well. Ooh, energy tank, another one there. Obviously, I want to get that. But I'm worried if I go that way, I might not be able to backtrack and go around the other way. Stupid cowboys! If you take the, one of the boss doors and then you replay the stage and take the other one, you have to fight that Robot Master again anyway, so be forewarned of that. And this is obnoxious. Well, I can actually show what Rush Jet does in this game. Rush Jet is very different in this game. Instead, Mega Man just gets a jetpack rather than riding on Rush. And just like the power adapter has its own meter that goes down when used in the air. It kind of breaks certain sections of the game, let's just say that. And this stage also has a mini-boss. This Met Dispenser. It does literally what it says. It sends out Mets after you. And you have to hit it at just the right spot, which is like the little thing where it shoots them out from. And I'm gonna get hit again immediately. Again, Flame Blast does a ton of damage against this thing, and I'm really annoyed that I've taken this much damage against it so far. There! If I didn't have the Met in the way, this would have gone down much faster. Alright. Moving on. This part. We get introduced to quite an annoying enemy in this part, which once again, Flame Blast is very good at dealing with. These things, they charge straight towards you! And it's quite... They are quite obnoxious because they go right towards you. They can also fire out those little drills of theirs, which are also indestructible at that point, which is annoying. Alright, take care of these Mets again. What the fuck? Okay, well at least I can recharge Flame Blast with that. I think it's not that far off till we get to the split pathway I'm talking about, though. What is Eddie gonna give me? An extra life, thank you for that. I think there's actually another case of a split pathway in here. Yes, when you see the sunset along the... I don't know what state this is supposed to be. Whatever. If you have Rush Jet, you can go up to this ladder here. And I believe this is an easier pathway, despite what it might seem with the spikes, because Rush Jet, again, just breaks everything. Got these platforms that sort of move up and down. It's not really any tricky to get by. But alright, and again, since you need Rush Jet in order to get this place anyway, you're not really going to have any trouble with the platforming. Okay, there's some health, an energy tank again, and some more weapon energy that I can use for Fire Blast. I believe there'll be these weird skull enemies that you would have to fight, and I missed down that room. Great. Oh, these things. These are like the mini roller enemies of this game. Luckily I can... Okay, they're being very forgiving with the weapon energy now as well. But alright, I think we are... Oh no! Move! Right, I remember we gotta fight another Met Dispenser here. For some reason, when I had to refight this thing on the way back to where I was after I died, the Mets actually just kept moving over to the left rather than turning around, which made it much easier. Right, this is the split pathway here. The bottom pathway takes you to the boss door you want to go to because it gives you the extra item. The upper one also gives you something else if you have the power adapter, which is precisely what I need to do here. You see this block you can destroy here? This is kind of tricky because you gotta stand like at the very edge of the platform in order to hit it. A little bit closer. A little bit closer again. Oh my god. Oh my god! It's going on top of the sprite! Thank you. Go in here? Portal Man shows up. That's the only time Portal Man appears in the whole game as well. And he gives you this. This is the Energy Equalizer. If you pick up any weapon energy when you just have the Mega Buster equipped, it will automatically go to whichever weapon has the lowest amount left. It's the same as what X can do in the X series. Well, you know what? I got sent back here, so let's see if I can try and get down this part. Yeah. Okay, what's in here? Nothing! Hooray! I guess that's where the paths go back together, although it looked like I went much higher than that. Well, on the bright side, I can go the correct pathway this time. You need Rush Jet to get past this, but this shield attack is placed in quite an annoying spot, so I'm going to use Blizzard attack to get rid of him. And you have to use Rush... Well, yeah, I just said that, but this cannon dude gets in the way. Might have to take him out as well. I believe... If I can see... Yes, that is correct. Okay. When you're using Rush Jet, the downside is that you cannot use charge shots during it. You can only use regular shots. Just be forewarned about that. Alright, wonder if I can take... No, I can't. So, I guess Blizzard Attack is also kind of like Water Wave, a bit better than what I remembered it being before, because it actually still does quite a lot of damage, even though it's not the most practical thing to hit with in the world. Just wait till he's down again. There. Now get through. Okay. And just to be safe, I shall switch back to Rush Jet. If you go the top pathway, continuing past where I got the Energy Equalizer, you were to go against those skull enemies I mentioned before. They also skipped over a bunch of spikes. It's a pretty simple section. It's not that hard. But this is where we want to go. Oh my god, you have to give me a light. You have to give me health there. Thank you. Alright, then go up here, and you can just kind of skip this whole section. That platform will turn around when you land on it. So, of course, Tomahawk Man is weak to the plant barrier, but he's, actually pretty tough, even with his weakness. Because I honestly consider Tomahawk Man to be the hardest Robot Master in this game. I don't know why Tomahawk Man is weak to the plant barrier, considering he's the Native American. Aren't they supposed to be, like, one with nature or whatever? The main reason why Tomahawk Man is so tough to fight, even with his weakness, because his attacks go through the damn shield anyway, which defeats the point of having the frickin' shield in the first place. He shoots the feathers out from his headdress and throws his tomahawk. Those are his only forms of attack, and there he's dead. I almost died, even with using his weakness. You get Silver Tomahawk and Beat B parts! This is what you get for going the correct pathway. You get individual parts for Beat. When you get all the parts, you get Beat, and he works the same as he does in 5. The Silver Tomahawk, it's the same as his regular Tomahawk attack. It shoots and it moves in like an upward arc. It's a little bit tricky to hit things with it, but it's very strong. And the Silver Tomahawk is, oddly enough, the weakness of... Yamato Man! Yamato Man, as you also probably guessed, is the Japanese Robot Master, and he starts the stage off with these things. The only thing I can guess is that maybe these robots are supposed to be Tanukis, but honestly, from its sprite, it's a little hard for me to tell. It looks a little bit like they're weird, demonic teddy bears to me. But yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't know. There's a lot of weaknesses in this game that I honestly don't get. I don't know why Yamato Man is weak to Tomahawk Man. The only thing I can ever hear is people just joking about how the American robot beats the Japanese robot, but whatever. Sorry about the weird cut there. I started playing more of the stage, and my capture card started glitching out again, so I had to rewind back to this point. But anyway, with these guys, you can only attack them in between their attacks, because when he's spinning this little pole, he is invincible. I believe the official names of these guys are like Benki or something along those lines. I know that, I remember that name. I know it's named after some character from Japanese mythology who's associated with another character from Japanese mythology who's kind of compared to Robin Hood. I don't know, look up Okami because that same character is represented there. Whatever, I can't speak anymore. But anyway, if you go down this path with a power adapter, you fight a mini-boss. This guy in this robot frog. These guys do not attack at the same time. They can only attack individually. It actually makes them pretty easy because you can just easily avoid most of their attacks. And then, they go down pretty quickly as well. And for going this way, you get an energy tank. That's another one. I did not mean to press the rewind button. The rewind button there. Anyway, yes. I guess also, considering I just mentioned Okami there, another sort of Capcom-related thing is that obviously Yamato is, ironically, the name of Virgil's sword in Devil May Cry, so there's another freaking Capcom parallel there, although they say Yamato, like it's a tomato or something, I don't know why. And then Nero gets a Mega Buster, so it comes full circle. Anyway, got these spikes here, these more, again, I'm guessing these are supposed to be Tanukis. I'm still not sure what the hell these things are. I still like to think that they're demonic teddy bears, whatever. Alright. This is another stage that has the split pathway. Basically, Tomahawk Man and all the robot masters on the bottom row have this split boss room thing with the beat parts. For Tomahawk Man, you have to go the top parts, which I believe you can only reach with the Rush Jet. Or some weird speedrunning glitch trick or whatever. Now, I know this, I gotta time this just right. There you go, so I don't get hit. And if I did get hit, I could just use the invincibility frames. Oh god, Benki again. I also believe that you cannot slide when you use the jet adapter. Don't quote me on that, though. I am not 100% sure on that. Alright, I've just gotta hit him after he throws his thing, and this is gonna be really boring to watch. Oh god, these guys take so long to kill. Oh my god, please! Just go down! Thank you! Alright then. I had something on my mind here. And it's a really random thing. I don't know any sort of logical way to sort of work this into something. You got those spring enemies there. They work a lot like those enemies from Crystal Man's stage, where if you destroy the body, the head flies off. But, I thought I was not going to make it there for a second. I believe this is really the only gimmick of the stage, as in like a specific stage-related gimmick. These weird sort of spinning wheel things that we already kind of saw in 5, but, oh, we're already at the boss, so I guess I should explain this in the next level anyway. And I'm at full HP, so I should try using the Silver Tomahawk anyway. Because Yamato Man is actually pretty easy, because he spends a lot of the fight in the air anyway, making him easy to hit with it. He does a similar thing to the Benki enemies, and he shoots these little shots out. They don't do that much damage, but still try to avoid them at all costs, really. Okay. Whoop! I'm surprised I managed to avoid that, but thank God. Okay, following the joke, America beats Japan once again. You get Yamato Spear and Beat E parts. Yamato Spear, it looks like a regular shot thing. It moves a little bit of a weird pattern, but this weapon pierces shields. So any enemy that has a shield or a state of invulnerability, like shield attackers, for example, it goes right through them and does damage to them. It's a really good weapon. And again, following on from this sort of For Honor kind of thing, where we've got different sort of warrior clans beating the shit out of each other, Yamato Spear is the weakness of Nightman. Nightman is personally my favorite robot master in this game, because he's the British robot master. His entire stage takes place in a castle. But trust me, it's not just because of racist reasons. It's not just because he's the British one that I like him the most. I just really, really like his design. Speaking of which, a little interesting fact about this game, I mentioned this in the credits of 4, but it's kind of worth repeating here, is that, alright, okay, I do not remember these enemies very well, and I still take damage anyway, is that, for this game, they did the Robot Master Design Competition, they did it internationally rather than just in Japan. And as such, 2 of the Robot Masters in this game were designed by non-Japanese players. I fucked that up. Anyway, getting past that, continue on for what I was just saying, as you probably guessed, Nightman was one of these Robot Masters. He was created by a Canadian fan named Daniel Valley. And you obviously shall see his name in the credits, but funnily enough, when I was doing a little extra research just to fact-check everything, I found out that they actually misspelled his name in the credits. His name is apparently spelled as Valley with, like, I-E at the end, but they spell it with 2 E's on the end. Apparently this was because of poor handwriting or something like that. That's what it says on the Mega Man Wiki. I'm not trying to diss his handwriting skills. That's just how it is, alright? So just letting you know that. So anyway, kind of going back to what I was saying before, you've kind of gotten the main gist of his stage so far. You got those spike ceilings, and you got those damn wheels again. I can just cheat this whole thing out with Rush Jet. A few days ago, I was coming across these, you know how, like, the dubbing studio Bang Zoom does, like, these, like, blooper reels for some of the shows they do at, like, conventions and all that? I came across one of them from Sword Art Online. I don't watch the show, I just watched it because of, like, they're funny, that's all. Like, I've seen, like, the Kill la Kill one, and that one's, like, pretty funny as well. And they had this running joke in the show, like, I mean, in the bloopers, I mean, about this Portuguese breakfast. And I had no idea what the hell they were talking about. Like, I was thinking, is it some in-joke amongst, like, the staff? Is it, like, a reference to something that happens in the show? What is it? And there's, like, so many bloopers that had this freaking joke in it, and I was just completely lost, so I decided to look it up. I wish I hadn't done that. It is not at all what you think. I honestly thought there was supposed to be an actual Portuguese breakfast. Like, it was like an actual breakfast, but like with Portuguese food, or like cooked in like a Portuguese style, and the joke is that it just tasted really bad? Oh no! Oh no, it is not that at all. Don't even let the tiniest shred of curiosity make you wonder, like make you look up what that is. Trust me, you will not be able to unsee it. They had freaking videos of it as well! I didn't watch them, but still! Alright then. See, dealing with these, pop-up pirate, enemies. They stick their heads out after you shoot them, and that leaves them vulnerable. I swear I just did not remember these enemies, and it just threw me off at first. Okay, Eddie gives me some more health. The only reason why I'm thinking of that now is just because of this damn international theme with this game. Like, I'm very grateful that there's not a Robot Master from Portugal in this game. But I guess going back on that subject a bit, also, yeah, we got these random enemies that wear mortarboards for some reason. I don't know why. I'm guessing just because the stage is called the capital of science for some reason. I don't know what science has to do with this place. It's a damn castle. Unless they're having like a science convention. It's just taking place in a castle for some reason. But yeah, whenever you do like the Robot Master intros, you see the name of the stage like just above them. Alright then, everything's getting all red and shit. These things, they're a little bit like those enemies that we saw in Stone Man's stage in Mega Man 5, whatever. What was I trying to say? I was trying to go back to some... Alright, yes. And this is the other gimmick of the stage. These bouncy platforms! Bounce you all over the place like a pinball. But, some people also kind of believe that Nightman might be German-based rather than British-based. I cannot get through this damn thing! I still like to think that he's British just because I feel like the castle thing and the knight thing kind of makes sense. It's more the fact that, the trees at the beginning of the stage are actually from, Germany, and the weapon that he uses in the fight against him is a flail, which is a German weapon. So yeah, there's a little bit of stuff around that. This is the correct pathway to go to get the beat part for Nightman. But yeah. Just before I let you know that, again, Gaijin Goomba did like a whole series of videos covering the Robot Masters and the countries of origin, so he went over that as well. So that's where I know this from. Oh god. You can kill these things with the power adapter, but you gotta be really good with the timing. And then I gotta destroy this as well. The only reason why I can guess why Nightman is weak to Yamato Spear is just because he has a shield, which I believe can deflect your projectiles. Don't quote me on that, though. I don't really fight him without his weakness, though. So, as such, how many lives do I have left? I do not want to get another game over. Okay, 2. So, as such, it more plays into how the weapon works rather than, like, any sort of lore thing. Unless there's something in history about England getting screwed over by Japan or something that I'm just not aware of. But yeah, okay, the shield does reflect projectiles. He merely jumps in the air, and eventually, he throws his flail at you. It's more like a mace, though, because it doesn't really work the same thing. It's just like a thing he throws out and comes back to you. That's the only time you can hurt him. It's pretty telegraphed, it's quite easy to avoid. It does quite a bit of damage if it touches you. Just saying. And also, this fight kind of takes a while, because obviously that's the only time you can actually hurt him. And he just really does not like using that damn move. And now he's got me stuck in the corner. Great. So now I'm going to kick his ass with Yamato Spear, I guess going back to his origins of being created by Daniel Valley, apparently also according to the Mega Man Wiki, his design isn't really that different to how Daniel drew him. I think the only real difference is that the top of his helmet was like a more spiky, rather than like what you more normally expect from a knight. But I think most of it, and I think it's like his metal skirt at the bottom was a bit designed differently, but I think for the most part, the design is exactly like how he drew him. You get Night Crusher and Beat A parts. The little demo here does not do the Night Crusher justice. It looks like just the mace the issue for it. It's actually a cross between a homing weapon and a boomerang weapon. It will home in on any nearby enemies, and if it's close enough to Mega Man, it will circle back round to him, and it does quite a bit of damage as well. It's actually a pretty good weapon. I don't use it as much as some other weapons in this game, but I still think it actually has its own very good uses. Anyway, that is 3 more Robot Masters down. I do not want this video to glitch out any further, so I'm going to end off here. So, next time on Mega Man 6, we're going to take down the last of the 2 Robot Masters and then head on to the totally not related to anybody we already know, Mr. X. So take care, and I'll see you guys next time.